So basically, I'm going to kind of just show you a website today and walk through it with you, kind of see your reactions and make sure that the website works as we had intended it to.
Uh-huh.
Um, Before we even get into it, I'm going to ask you a few questions, but I kind of want to give you a little background on what we'll be doing. So, when you see the screens that I'm showing you, I just want you to kind of think out loud as much as possible. Tell me what you're looking at and what you're trying to do. If anything confuses you, that's information we want to hear too. So we're testing the website, obviously, not you. So if you have anything negative to say, please say it. That's how the only way we're gonna improve the website. And if you have good things to say, that's helpful too. So don't be scared that you're hurting our feelings or um, saying anything wrong. Nothing is wrong.
Okay.
So if you have any questions as we go along, I'm gonna tell you now. I'm probably not gonna answer them just because, like I said, I want to see if the website works as intended without kind of guidance.
Yeah.
But if you still have questions at the end, I'm happy to answer them then. And I'm going to record this today. So I'm going to record the screen. I'm going to have you share the screen. I'll give you the screen right now and also the sound. So can you just give me verbal permission that you're aware and you're okay with that?
Yeah. So do I just yeah, I'm okay with that. So do I just press download to
Yeah, it's
become
like a really
presented?
small download thing and
Okay.
it'll work pretty immediately. So while you do that, I'm going to ask you just a few basic questions. So what school do you
Mhm.
go to and what year are you?
Okay. I go to University of Michigan, and I'm a sophomore.
What's your major?
Computer science.
And how many hours a week, like an estimate, do you think you spend on the internet?
Um, yeah, I guess on daily, maybe like 5 hours. So like, or maybe six. So like
So,
6 times 7, 40. So like around 42, maybe.
okay. And do you have any favorite websites or websites that you are on a lot?
I guess Facebook, YouTube, and then like school resource websites like Canvas. That's like a
Mhm.
student resource website that we use at U of M.
Okay. So before I'm gonna send you the link right now, but when you see it, I kind of just want you to walk me through your thought process, kind of narrate what's going on in your head, what stands out to you, what you think the site's for, kind of just give me a full rundown of everything, and then you can scroll if you want, but don't click on anything just yet. We'll get to that in a bit. So I'm going to send you a link in the chat in this conference call.
Okay.
So just while it loads, I have a slight lag on my screen, so I'm not sure if it's up yet. But while it
Mhm.
loads, this is just a mock-up. It's not a full website, so not everything is clickable. Um, it's not it's not going to have full functionality. So we'll see when we get there. But like I said, just scroll. Don't click on anything quite yet.
Okay. So is this like the loading screen or?
That's the loading screen for the mock-up tool we use, Marvel.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's not our loading screen now. There because it's like a lot of graphics. It takes a while for it takes a little bit for their website to load, but our
Okay.
website shouldn't take this long at all.
And then the company is Spitball, right? Is
Yes.
that okay?
Have you heard of Spitball previously?
No, I actually haven't. Yeah, I just like looked at the email that I was sent,
Hmm.
and then yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why this is taking so long. It might just be
Okay, I got it now.
what you do.
Mhm. Okay, so so I'm allowed to scroll down, right?
Yeah, you can scroll as much as you want, but like I said, just as you're scrolling, as you're looking at things, tell me what stands out to you, what you're seeing, what you think the website's for, if anything
Okay, so
confusing.
initially when I see it, I guess it looks like a user interface rather than like someone outside, like maybe someone like this interface belongs to like someone that's a user of Spitball rather than just like a person going onto Spitball for the first time. I guess that's like an initial thought that I had. But then there's also the stuff under the test, I mean the search bar, um, which makes it seem like it's like this page is open for everybody. So I guess that's what it is. Um, the 3 points, the clouds, where it says millions of documents, save up to 50% on textbooks and homework help. I guess that's really like clear, to the point. It shows what resources are on hand for Spitball, and then moving down. Uh, well, one question that I would have is how many resources would I be able to find um, if I use the search bar? Like, is this a free service? Is it gonna let me find information, or is it gonna show me that information exists for my certain question, and then is it gonna ask me for to become a member, like how what's the website? I forgot, but it's like a website. Oh, Chegg, that's what it is. Yeah, is it gonna be like Chegg? And then going down, I see that content from favorite websites. I'm familiar with Quizlet, Chegg, Course Hero. So if I guess if this was a paid subscription for Spitball and I got access to Chegg and Course Hero, which I know are paid resources, I mean, depending on the price of Spitball, that would be very beneficial, like a beneficial service to have. So since I have many resources on hand, and going down more, study documents. That's I guess I understood that beforehand. It's just going in depth more. Tutors, online, in person. So I guess a question that I would have is, how do you find your tutors, and like what kind of um, qualification process do you go through to figure out who's right for what course, and like to make sure like I know that I'm getting the best service as possible when I'm using a tutor. And going down more food and deals. So this is an interesting aspect, which I guess if I was just looking at the beginning portion of the website, the blue screen where it just has the search bar and Simplify School, like if I wouldn't know that this website had this type of service, or it didn't look into this type of information, which is interesting. So maybe like a suggestion would be including that at the top, at in that area, so that people know that they get this service as well, because that might be a interesting add-on that could lead people to use the service more often.
So wait, going
Um,
back to tutor section, when you said
mhm.
you would want to know like how we what how would you if you were on this website and you didn't have me here, would you kind of inquire about that? How would you go about figuring that out?
I guess I would try to, maybe if just looking at the interface right now, just press like Spitball Guide and see if there's any information about that, and then maybe key features as well. And then so that could give me, hopefully there's like a section in there that could give me like a basic guideline, and then if I was really interested in the service, depending on uh, what else I read through the website, and then if there like, and it also depends on the price of the service as well. Then I would try to inquire whether that's through like customer service that's somewhere on the website or Facebook or something like that to figure out more about the tutoring service. Should I keep going down?
Yeah, you can keep going down. Sorry, I just
Okay.
wanted to stop and kind of thinking.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so going down to textbook. So Spitball finds the textbooks at the best prices. Um, I guess a question here would be, I know there's other services that do this that are free for the most part. So is there any differentiating factor in your textbook finding service that would be beneficial for me to use, especially if I'm going to be paying, I guess, paying a price for this?
From what you're seeing, do you think you're going to be paying for this?
Um, I guess if like just the textbook portion or like all the services combined.
The website, using the website.
Yeah, that I would think so. Because I haven't seen any service fee or any statement saying that it is free, or if it did, then it didn't catch my attention. And then going down, flashcards, search million sets of cards. I'm assuming these would be from Quizlet. I know, or for the most part, Quizlet, or from students that have used these before. So I guess a question that I would have is, if it's not from Quizlet, is it if it's from students that you maybe you buy the sources from, or if you get them from other websites, like what's the guarantee that the information in these flashcards are correct? And so like a guarantee, like what process do you guys go through when choosing the flashcards? That's just like an initial thought that I had. And then going down more to ask a question, I see that I can ask any school related question and immediately get answered, specifically to my class and university. So this is a very interesting feature that I think I would use, and even if I was on and like this would, even if this was a paid service and I knew it was a paid service, this would be like something that I would try to use, especially like since I'm a CS major. um, like if you guys had people at U of M in like the main CS classes that could answer questions at a given time, a reasonable time, then that would be very appealing to me. So I'd want to look into that more. And then the job service, that's also very attractive part of this service, or part of Spitball. Um, I guess I would want to know how you guys differentiate as well from like Handshake or any other university or resource center when it comes to jobs, and how you filter through stuff, how you find stuff.
Mhm.
And then um, going down even more, as a sophomore, I found myself, okay, so interesting. Well, there's only one at this point, I think, unless it's lagging for me.
No, you just can't. Yeah, you can't click. It doesn't scroll.
Okay, I see. And then get the Spitball app. Okay, so one point at this question, I mean, a question at this point would be, like, I would want to know on the website, if the app has as a fee, and then also I don't have an Apple phone, but I think I read on the website somewhere on your previous website that you guys are developing an Android app as well. So I guess that's if I didn't know that beforehand, then I would want that information to be displayed on this website as well.
So now that you've seen this whole page, what can you just kind of summarize what you think this website does?
Yeah, so I think it incorporates a lot of things that students need on a day-to-day basis, whether that's finding places to eat, which I mean, I assume that that's not going to be like the main factor that students get this app for. But it also has good information about tutoring, jobs, internships, as well as resources that could be beneficial for a student. So just overall, just like a central hub for student resources for students to have on demand.
And now that you've kind of seen this page, what kind of between the design, the text, and the features it has, what kind of feeling does this website give you?
I guess it gives me it's definitely a modern look. It doesn't look it's very organized. It doesn't look scrappy. There's not too much on the screen. It's eye appealing. It's definitely not distracting. I think like even when there's like at the ask a question portion, there's I guess I have no complaints. It's easy to look at and go through.
So, if you were looking at this website, what would you want to click on? And
Um,
if you did click on that, don't click on anything yet. But if you did click on it, what would you expect to see?
okay. In terms of things that I can click, is that like section? Does that include like sections like study documents and tutors?
Anything you see on this page, like what would you kind of intuitively think you could click?
Okay. Oh, so from top to bottom, what do I think I can click?
Yeah, or what would you want to be able to click? What would you kind of come to this website and be like, oh, and just like naturally click it? And what would you expect to see when you did so?
Okay. I guess when you say content from favorite websites and then you say and many more, I guess I would want to be able to click on many more before I get the app itself to see what kind of uh, resource websites that you guys are pulling from. Um, Going down study documents, maybe if I clicked on that, I could see examples. I believe this is, I mean, looking through the website, I think it's just a mobile app service. If that's, or maybe it's gonna evolve into a website as well or an add-on. But at this point, I think it's just an app. So actually, I don't think I would be able to see like a database of study documents, but so maybe just like examples. And I guess that goes like if I clicked on tutors, I would want to see like information regarding um, what your criteria is, your demand, the availability, going down for food and deals, seeing like examples or if I clicked on that, I could see which campus I'm on, or I could like click on the certain campus, or like I would see if I clicked on food and deals, I could see which campuses are serviced and which like maybe restaurants are catered into that category, into that university like section, so that like if I know that I want to eat at Subway or whatever, then you guys have deals for that because then it would be appealing for me to another reason for me to get the app as well. Textbooks, If I clicked on that, maybe like a comparison between different website or services that are already used or commonly used to find websites. Also, another thing, just to point it out, like interface wise, when I'm scrolling down, I don't know if it's just because it's through Marvel app or not, but I would want like on the side of the screen, I would want to be able to see like where in the home page I am at, because um, initially, since the sections are pretty big size wise on my screen, I kind of felt like I'll be scrolling forever. So having like a marker of where I am on the home page in reference to like length or distance, like that's something I would want to see. So moving on to flashcards, I guess if I click that, just more in-depth information, where you get your flashcards, how you guarantee the information's right. Ask a question. If I click that, I would maybe want to see like a sample chat between a student, and maybe that chat's gonna have like the time and the time of that the question um, was asked, the time that it was answered, and then any responses after that. So just like a sample for me to look at and get a feel for how fast the service is, how beneficial it'll be. And then for jobs, uh, again, just like in-depth information. If I just clicked on it, uh, like examples of Fortune 500 companies that students have uh, uh, landed internships at through your service, or stuff relating to that. Um, and then for the communication, when you're for the quotes of students, I guess like having students from um, when I was on the old website, or let me just focus on this one actually, but like I would want to see like a student from University of Michigan, um, or maybe you could also include like the major as well, because I think major plays a big part, because um, I know like for big majors like CS or mechanical engineering or business management, there might be a lot of resources for a student. And but if I was like a really tiny major, like I don't know, like African American historical studies, something like that, then I would, if I was going to get into this service, if I wanted to look into the service, I would want to see like someone in like a liberal arts major giving their input, saying that they found a lot of resources through this website. And then going down to the bottom about Spitball jobs. If I was a user, I would want to see, if I clicked on like terms of service, I guess that's like a place that I would expect any cost or like any user regulations or terms to be there, and then help. If I clicked on that, I assume I would be able to go to like customer service. And for jobs, if I was looking to maybe work for Spitball, I'm assuming that's what it's for. And then I guess you guys have your social media on there as well, which is if I wanted to learn more, or maybe if customer service was being slow, then like a that could give me like a direct response. If I clicked on like Facebook, then I could message you, or Twitter, maybe tweet at you if I had a question or something like that.
So if you go back up to the top of the screen now, what do you think would happen if you clicked in the search bar? Don't do it yet, but what would you think?
Um, Assuming I think this is a just like a app, right? So if I clicked on it, maybe just like examples of what I would see.
Okay, you can go ahead and click on it now
Mhm.
and talk
Okay.
through what you're seeing and what comes up. Wait, don't click on anything else yet.
Oh, okay, wait.
It's
What was I supposed to?
hold on, sorry, there's lag, so I can hear you clicking, but I don't see if it's changing.
Oh, okay. What did you want me to do?
It's fine. Just like, what did you think of those examples that popped down?
Oh, okay, I see. I guess flashcards. These would be like things that I would want to. Um, it definitely gives me, shows me a range of areas that people have asked for, or that the service can answer for me. So um, that's definitely appealing to see.
So now you can go ahead and click on class notes and calculus, and once you get to that page, let's just pause and we can go from there.
Okay. So um, once I click on, so I clicked on it.
Yeah, so just pause here for a second. So now
Okay.
this, no, don't click on anything again. So now you see this personalized results page pop up.
Um,
First off, what do you think when you see this? What if you were on a website and this popped up? What would your first reaction be?
um, I guess I would be like, oh, am I am I gonna be making an account, or can I just use this as a one-time thing? That would
Would you
be
want to be
like,
making an account?
um, it depends. Like if if I think that the service is beneficial, then I would want to be using it once in a while, or using it often. But if I don't find it, then I would want it to be a one-time thing. For example, like when I'm using Course Hero, maybe, um, and I like just search up a question and I see there's something on Course Hero. Um, I don't plan on using Course Hero anymore, so I wouldn't want to make an account. But that's like just that's because Course Hero, when I click on that page, all I see is that document. But here I see, ask a question, study documents, flashcards. So um, that's appealing. So I guess I guess when I click on personalized, it'd be interesting to I I would be fine with personalizing my
Okay,
search and make an account if it didn't take a while.
awesome. So I'm actually going to have you do a task right now. I'm not going to help you at all with this. I'm not going to ask any questions for the most part. But
Okay.
so you're a Michigan student and you want to personalize your account and you
Mhm.
go to Michigan and you want to add the classes Econ 1100 and Stat 101, which probably don't even exist at your school, but just it's just a mock up, like I said. So
Mhm.
I'm going to send you
So
a message in this. It's in a message so
okay.
that you can see, have it written down. But just try to walk through this. I just want to see how well it works if someone's trying to personalize the account themselves.
Okay. Okay.
Um, if you, again, because this is a mock up, there are sometimes when things autofill for you. So just a warning there.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and click personalize and then try to complete that task.
Okay. So econ one, is it 1100?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And where did it go? Okay. So when I click on econ one 1100, it's highlighting done and backspace, but I'm not sure if that means it's added or not because I'm not seeing anything. So that would be like really confusing for me. I guess I'm gonna press econ 11 and press done and assume that it added the course for me. Um, but um, now I see on my courses.
All right. Sorry. So this is actually just a mistake on the mock-up. I'm gonna have you go
Okay.
back. So click on Spitball again.
Mhm. Oh, like the at the
The
left.
logo on the top left.
Okay. Do you want me to use the search bar again?
Yeah, click the search bar and then click class notes in calculus and then click personalize. Um, the Econ 1100 there, that's on the screen that you see, it's not clickable in the mock-up. It's not supposed to be Econ
Oh,
1100. So kind of pretend that's Econ like 1200 and then try to add Econ 1100 and Stat 101 that way. Sorry, that's a mistake on our end.
okay, I see.
I don't know if it's lagging, but yeah, click
Yeah,
personalize.
it was adding a little bit. Okay. Which class should I click on?
Don't click on
Econ.
any class. I just want you to try to add, pretend that Econ 1100 is a different class on those logos. That doesn't exist
Oh,
there. I want you to now try to add Econ 1100 and Stat 101. Try not to click on the screen, just um, like without an intent. So if you were here and that Econ
uh-huh.
1100 didn't exist, how would you go about adding Econ 1100 and Stat 101?
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Do I?
You can't type.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I meant by
Um,
autofill when I. So now on this screen, you don't see Stat 101. So
mhm.
what would you do?
Um, would I add course? I think
What do you
assuming that I
think
would
when you
make.
see? Did you notice add course there at first?
Yeah. At first, like when I saw it, I thought it would be like um I would drag like stats um one um stats like 1030 to like add course and then it would add it to the top. That's what I originally thought at the beginning.
So what do
Okay,
you think
so
of it now that you have clicked on it?
yeah, now I understand that I'm making a course for myself. And I'm assuming it would add that to the database for students to be able to use as well.
So what do you think about that process?
Oh, I guess it could be a little more clear with the intent, and maybe like just saying like click on a course to add. If your course doesn't exist, then click on add course so that you can add this course and blah blah blah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
if you were to go on a website like this and they didn't have your course, how would that make you feel?
Um, if it was a core class that I needed information for, I would see it as, oh, they don't have any. Um, this service isn't going to be beneficial for me because they won't have whether it's like practice problems, readings, documents in the course that'll be beneficial for me.
So go ahead and do whatever you would do next if you were here and you've already added Econ
Okay.
700. So now tell me what you think about this code and what you're seeing here.
Okay, so at the top I see that it's still class notes and calculus. Um, Going through the things that are given, I see that two are from Spitball Co. and one is from Cliff Notes and one is from Study Soup. So I see that they're taking documents from multiple resources, which is nice to see. Um, Maybe before I click on something, I would want to see. Oh, wait. Uh, Class notes and calculus. Oh, also I see that the point where you say I found some sweet quizzes and flashcards for you. You can take me later. So that would be interesting for me to click on because I feel like I would find good information. Um,
So from here, if you wanted to specify this is for your Calc 102 class, how would you do that?
I think my first step would be clicking on Calc 102 on the left.
Okay, you can go ahead and do that. And tell me what you're seeing.
Okay, so I'm seeing the loading screen. I'm assuming that it's filtering what it's for, and now I see that these things are for my class, which is uh, which is a nice thing to have. So it splits it up into class because I mean class notes and calculus can include everything. So seeing that these things relate to 102 is a great thing to have, and it shows that the service has resources in the class that I wanted to have.
So, what do you think would happen if you clicked the red flashcard button up top?
I think it would take me to like a similar page that looks like study documents. You'll have maybe flashcards that relate to class notes and calculus. And then since I'm still on filter by Calc 102, then they would be related to that class.
But you can go ahead and click that now.
Okay. Okay. See, it's loading.
So, talk about what you're seeing and what you think about this.
Okay, so um, I'm seeing that there's a set of flashcards from Koofers, which is nice to see, and Cram.com because those weren't two websites that were listed initially on the website on the homepage. Um, so that shows that you guys are pulling from many resources. Solution 6, extreme value. So um, I guess I would want to maybe be before even clicking on these links, maybe seeing when the set was made, um, and since you guys are pulling from other websites, I guess it's hard to get any other information, but maybe like when these sets of flashcards were made. Yeah, that's something that I would want to see because I would want to have the most recent information from my class.
So, now that you've seen like a few pages and a few different aspects of our website, how does it make you feel now?
Well, now I can see that this is also you guys have a website interface, which is nice because I mean I don't want to be on my phone all the time. You know, maybe if I'm using the service, I can download maybe flashcards or study documents. And I personally like studying and having all my stuff on my laptop. So that's very appealing that you guys have that both the app play and the website play.
So,
Um,
if would you ever use this on your phone?
yeah, I would definitely use it. I mean, I a lot of the times I use like whether it's Google Slides or Docs, when I'm like studying on the go, whether that's when I'm eating or if I'm like studying on the way to class on the bus or something like that. So if I had these resources on deck, um, on my phone, then that pretty much means I can use it whenever, wherever. So I definitely would use both the website interface and the app interface.
And if you were using something on your phone, would you rather just use a browser or would you want a full app?
I think I would want a full app. I think when it comes to like something like this, I would want to have everything at a central position, and like I don't want to go through like logging in and off on a website, and like an app would just be like a easy way to click on the app, find what I need, study, and then go on from there.
And do you pay for any online resources right now, like
I
Chegg
current
or
I
Coursera?
no I currently don't. I was using Chegg um for a little bit, but like my friend had we like split the account wait, actually, did it? No, that I think I was going to. That's what my friends are doing right now. My bad. It's been a while, um, but yeah, I don't think I've ever used any of these any paid resources.
And if you were to use some, like let's say you got access to three resources in one, how much would you be willing to pay?
Uh, I guess it depends on the service of those fees and what this brings to the table. For
So let's
example,
let's say we could give you access to Chegg, Coursera, and Study Blue. How much
mhm,
would you be willing to pay for that?
okay, let's just put like a price of $5 on each of those three things individually. I would say having like a central hub and knowing that you guys pull from multiple resources and assuming that like everything works, like filter works. You guys have multiple resources for tutors, textbooks. Then I think I would be willing to pay. I mean, it's definitely steep, but if I wanted to have all those resources on hand, I think I'll pay like maybe like $20. But if you guys like that would be like me like stretching. Um, that would be like me like it would take me like a while. Like I definitely would see the merits of paying like $20 versus $15 for three separate things. If Spitball like combine those three and other services together really well. But if you assuming that yeah, so assuming that that would be the case, I think I would still push for that, even though it might be like pushing the boundaries of budget. But if you guys like had a lower price, then it would definitely make me more comfortable paying more. But I guess like I would only pay for a service like this or Coursera if I like did extensive research and saw like many reviews uh, for that service. Like people, like I would want to see people in CS at University of Michigan that have said that this service works really well for their major and this university.
And if you do you see value in this website?
Yeah, I definitely see value. I mean, I don't know everything it does at this point, but assuming that like Tutors is really works really well, gives you on-demand service. I mean that's like something like um, I would pay like a premium price for if it's like really on demand and the tutors are really on point. Textbooks, yeah. So like if it definitely includes like a lot of things. Like it's like I said, like it's definitely like a central hub for things that students need on a day-to-day basis. So I would definitely use it if I saw the need.
Okay. That was actually my last question.
Mhm.
If you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay. So is this a paid service?
So this spitball isn't paid, but like you can see that we pull from other websites, and those websites themselves, obviously, we can't control the pricing there. So
Yeah.
that's why I kind of asked about that bundle. Like if we were able to bundle a few websites that are tried and true
Hmm.
into one price, that might be cheaper than if you had bought them individually. That's why I was
Yeah.
asking
Hmm.
for that. But Spitball itself is free. Obviously, things like tutors and textbooks you would have to pay per service, but
Okay, I see.
or per unit. But other than that, everything is it's a free service.
Okay. Wait, I just have a question then. Like, how do you? So the resources that you pull from um, from Chegg are they like already available for everyone to use? I'm assuming.
They're available on Chegg. You can pull everything that Chegg has, but they're not necessarily available for everyone unless you have an account.
Oh, on Spitball
No,
or
on Chegg.
on Chegg. Okay, I see.
So yeah, so if that's why we want to make it easier for students to use all the resources we give them, which is why we're considering this kind of bundle situation that I keep discussing.
Okay, I see.
It is, but other than that, do you have any other questions?
Um, I think. Well, I guess I have a general question or like a question relating to yoga. You guys, like how big is your like how big is your network so far in terms of universities and like how in depth like your resources are?
Yeah, so hold on, I'm gonna actually stop recording because it's getting really long.